that content like XQC does, which is probably like the smarter and healthier way to do it, where the TTS is the only way to like say something to him. You know what I mean? And a lot of people take advantage of that to like fuck over the content.
Never.
Okay, so we'll start off with this. Chat is what you feed it as a streamer. You feed into the negative a lot. Doesn't help you cover politics though. Yeah, thanks, man. No, you really know what's going on here. Okay. As far as my Long Island trip goes, which got cucked. As far as my Long Island trip goes, yeah, it was a vegan wedding. It was like beach goth themed, and the food was all right. Obviously, it was vegan, so it was not exactly great. For me specifically, and you know, I got to ride on a bunch of trains, so that was pretty sick. That was pretty cool. I got to experience public transportation. That was pretty cool. And other than that, that's it. I mean, I don't know. I don't have anything else to say. Okay, here, all the fucking news cucks. Here, I'm getting into the news. Starting with Amber Heard's legal team to put Johnny Depp back on the stand. Okay, there was booze, but I wasn't drinking. Flop vegan take is good. LAR poggies. Okay, Johnny Depp is back on the stand today. And we're going to get started with this first and foremost because there's a lot to talk about this. It more so than like what I have covered endlessly with respect to like what's going on in the trial, or you know, the back and forth between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, and like who's the victim, who's not the victim, and taking sides on this endless back and forth, this defamation trial that's going on. Basically, I've already covered all that. I've covered it numerous fucking times. I think there's a lot of freaks on either side of the spectrum. There's a lot of people also, like, understandably, covering. I mean, just like farming the trial, which is fine. I mean, you know, that's what we do. It's like a super easy way to fucking make videos and shit. That's why you're seeing so many people just like that normally say like, no politics, ew, yuck. Be like, oh no, I'm totally into this domestic violence case. Like, okay, bro, that's fine. Motherfuckers that don't wake up before 1 p.m. normally, waking up at 5 a.m. to cover the trial. Like, we know what's going on. And you're farming it. You're farming the content. It's going to hopefully go away at a certain point because I feel like the culture revolving around it has gotten incredibly, no hate, but like 60% of Asmongold's YouTube channel is Johnny Depp trial now. I mean, dude, we are content creators, folks. It's easy content. It's super easy content. That's why everyone's doing it. Here, I mean, I'll look this up right now. Look, Asmongold TV, right?
There's me right there, and then there's
let's look at his videos. Like, Amber Heard expert proves Johnny Depp's abuser 15K in 27 minutes. Johnny Depp lawyer 2 hours ago 112K fucking views. 647 best Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial memes. Almost 1 million views in 3 days. Judge pauses Johnny Depp trial. 649K views. Amber Heard blackmailed Johnny Depp. Disney and Johnny Depp X unbelievable testimony. 547K views. Dude, I mean, this is like, there's a reason why Asmongold has a fucking 155,000 people watching him right now. And look, you can't fault the dude. You know, he's getting his paper. If OJ trial occurred today, people would still be bitching. Yeah, straight up. There's a great video essay on capital punishment by YouTube called Sean. Give it a shot. Yeah, I love Sean. We will watch it. This isn't a criticism of your coverage, which I think has been fine, but I'm so glad this is the last week of this trial. Yeah. So why are you not doing it? Because I'm gonna be honest with you, because I think it's boring, and I think that there's like so much more to talk about. This trial inherently is political. It's about domestic violence. It's about men potentially being victim of domestic violence and then not getting their not being heard. It's about like the way that society treats women when they come out on issues of domestic violence, is about weaponizing the Me Too movement. I do think that Amber Heard did do that straight up. But the issue is that like a lot of incels have been waiting for this moment, and they're just like, they're using this as a way to say like men too, which yes, men are also absolutely fucking abused, and their abuse often does go unheard. And it is unfortunate. I don't know. It fucking sucks, dude. It really does. YouTube for the past 3 weeks. Solve my riddle. Creepy Goblin calls out Amber Heard using enchanted riddle. Yeah. This is basically what it is. Everything is turned into like Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. Because here's the thing. It makes money. It gets the fucking views. There's a lot of people on the internet with a lot of resentment towards mainstream media, which this trial basically is like a fuck you to mainstream media, because mainstream media is like seen as uniformly around Amber Heard. After all, she did write her op-ed on mainstream media originally, even though like The Sun is a mega right-wing dish rag newspaper. It's still, by the internet's attitude, it's still considered to be mainstream media and therefore liberal. Okay. There's zero doubt in my mind that these numbers are being juiced artificially. People who have never interacted with anything to do with the trial are getting so much algorithmic exposure to it. Yes, 100%. Isn't mutual abuse a myth? Wasn't Depp proven guilty and this trial is about defamation? Why would Amber Heard be the abuser? There's two things. Oh my God, I've talked about this so many times. There's two things that are happening here, okay? There is winning the public attitude, okay? There's winning in the court of public opinion, and then there's actually winning the defamation suit. Johnny Depp lost the defamation suit in the UK, which has a way lower standard of winning defamation suits. So, of course, he's going to lose the defamation suit in America as well. But that's not the main reason why he's doing this. The main reason why he's doing this is so that he can win at least in the court of public opinion, so that people no longer see him specifically as just a domestic abuser, a violent man, but instead as a victim of domestic abuse by Amber Heard, who then turned around after actually, in my opinion, abusing Johnny Depp, which Johnny Depp was abusive as well. Do not misunderstand me. But after abusing Johnny Depp, turned around and wrote op-eds, wrote an op-ed and defended defended herself and basically positioned herself in mainstream media as like the exclusive victim of domestic abuse in this relationship. She, in my opinion, relied on patriarchal attitudes as demonstrated by numerous phone conversations that were unearthed when she wrote that article. When she actually told Johnny Depp, like, no one will believe you. Okay? And that's it. That's the reason. And there's a lot of fucking cultural attitude against. There is a lot of anti, there's a lot of anti-Me Too resentment amongst the incels on the internet that are super active. There's a lot of anti-mainstream media resentment amongst everyone for the most part. And mainstream media is seen as like the Amber Heard defenders. So a lot of the independent media outlets and a lot of independent content creators like Twitch streamers and YouTubers are making a fuckload of money off of covering this trial because there's people who expect it. They want to fucking talk about it. They want someone to tell them, yes, you are right. Lamestream media does suck. And also women do be lying. Okay? Unfortunately, though, Amber Heard does happen to be lying in some of these instances. Do I think that Johnny Depp was also abusive? I do. Okay, I've talked about it already. Do I think that Johnny Depp went out and wrote an op-ed, though, about how he was the victim of domestic abuse and like Amber Heard was a fucking villain in his life? Nope, he did not. You can say I'm a centrist all you want, but I'm operating off of what fucking actual professionals who worked on both of these people said, okay? Amber Heard did a bunch of fucked up shit. So did Johnny Depp. But only one side went and fucking wrote an article, and one side went to court and defended that and said, no, like Johnny Depp is an abuser. Yes, in a defamation suit launched against The Sun. Okay? There was also one side that tried to get out of the relationship, and Amber Heard was like, nope, not happening. Some of these instances, she threw plates at him and made his hand bleed. Her side literally has no proof and no witnesses. No, that's not true. Johnny Depp did fucking kick Amber Heard on a private jet. Like, and that's it. If the standard to call someone a fucking wife beater is whether a person has beat their wife one time, then, and that is the standard, then yes, Johnny Depp is, you can legally speaking say Johnny Depp is a wife beater, even in a place like fucking the UK. That's just the truth. And that's precisely why he's going to fucking lose the defamation case anyway. But he's still winning the public attitude. Johnny Depp is not a perfect victim, okay? Which is ironic because a lot of people are now on the Amber Heard style saying Amber Heard is an imperfect victim, which is what I was saying. Johnny Depp is an imperfect victim, and therefore expecting Johnny Depp to be perfect is fucking stupid, but a lot of stans are still motivated to make him out to be a perfect victim. He's not. He's an imperfect victim. He's a victim of addiction, and he's a victim of domestic violence, okay? Amber's team aren't even talking about that kick. It doesn't matter. I don't care what Amber's team is talking about. I'm telling you what the fucking facts are. And the facts are that Johnny Depp's team had inconsistent defenses with respect to like what actually happened on the private jet. The first fucking instance of abuse was well documented. Hassan not having a controversial opinion, challenge impossible. I'm sorry that like I am always going to stand by my convictions and tell you exactly how certain things are. I don't care. You know, I speak out against American imperialism. If you think that, you know, that this is anything in comparison to that, you're out of your fucking mind. Okay? False light is a cause of action similar to defamation with a lower evidence threshold. She's continuing with the countersuit for $100 million for her defamation case after this, so we will see this all over again. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, Amber Heard really tried to destroy Johnny Depp, but in the end, she just shit the bed. I mean, it's just wild to me to look at, like, these two fucking clown freaks, okay? Amber Heard is a psycho. It's just the truth. And so is Johnny Depp. He's a fucking clown theater kid. You know what I mean? He was like, cut me. Here's a knife and cut me. And then these fucking stands on either side are literally just like, he was so incredibly fucking artistic. You don't understand it. I'm like, you're an idiot, dude. No other situation where you ever look at this like fucking out of touch, liberal ass, weird fucking theater kid who like has a fake accent and go, I love this person. It's like, no, because you saw him as Jack Sparrow and your fucking lizard brain can't see him as anything but that like lovable character that you grew up with, okay? That's it. That's straight up it. Are you saying that both victims and both in the wrong? Does there have to be someone to blame, or is it acceptable that you say it's a fuck situation? There isn't someone who's perfect? I still side with Johnny Depp on this. And the reason why I side with Johnny Depp on this is because, like, at least Johnny Depp was not, like, Johnny Depp wasn't fucking going out and, like, writing op-eds and shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's the one who got fucking cumstered. Partially because, you know, his career was on the downtrend regardless, but Johnny Depp did get fucking cumstered originally, okay? He did. But goddamn, do some of these fucking incel freaks make that so hard? Or not even like incel, femcells who like want to fuck Johnny Depp. Like the amount of TikTok videos of like, you know, of women being like, what? Like while she is talking about like how she was abused or whatever the fuck, there are so many women that like literally will make videos about how like, what's the problem? Like, I wish he fucked me like that. I'm like, dude, you're a psycho. You're insane, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you? Stop being so weird. I want to shake these people. I want to fucking grab him and shake some sense into them. There is so the more this trial proceeds, the more we're regressing as a society. There's quite literally genuinely no hope for women. What is this? Rebel Wilson reveals that years ago she was sexually harassed by co-star. He called me into a room and pulled down his pants. I thought even complaining to my agency was a big step, and the complaint to the studio. I found out I was like the fourth person to complain about the guy. I have to admit, this whole Amber Heard shit has me immediately questioning this, which sucks. Obviously, something I need to work on, but taking a step back, I never questioned first, and it's so frustrating that a woman in this day and age would smear our collective name by lying like this. The damage she has caused didn't stay with Depp. It affected everyone. I hope Rebel gets justice or closure. I really don't fucking like her, but no one deserves it. Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, I'm just gonna say something here, okay? It's so easy to unwind any kind of action taken towards like righting the wrongs of like a patriarchal criminal justice system that has absolutely cumstered women regularly. They've created an attitude on top of that where like women are always not to be believed. They're always lying. They're fucking crazy. And there was a little bit of fucking movement in the other direction. And of course, like there were certain instances where Me Too did take it too far, where they were like, "Oh, you had a bad date? That's a Me Too moment. Like that's actually a rape or whatever the fuck." And everyone was like, "What the fuck? No, stop!" And then of course, and this is what happened every time. Okay, this is what happens every fucking time. It would literally be like, here's a person that has raped like 100 women and is like in a position of power and has basically like carefully created a system where like he could continue raping women, okay? And then they'd be like, West Elm Caleb ghosted me, so we need to dox him and murder him. Like, what the fuck? What? Or what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop. Anyway, whatever. I mean, I understand the anxiety and the anger and the frustration that people have towards this sort of thing because like they've never gotten if you've never gotten like any kind of fucking restitution and you've been routinely fucked over by the criminal justice system and the patriarchy, then of course like you're gonna wild out a little bit. Okay, yeah, Aziz Ansari was another great example of like this is gonna be the new normal. Like, no, it wasn't, because guess what? A lot of people were like, that's insane. Shut the fuck up. You are being insane right now. Okay? And that's what happened. But ultimately, now we're in a situation where people are so easy to like unwind from this, so easily, so interested in like turning this around and being like, this sucks. Can we get it clean? It's about ethics in games journalism for the incel YouTube video. You think I'm doing incel shit while I'm personally describing every other thing that you just mentioned? This, you think I'm doing incel shit here? Society was so horny to overcorrect. Told me this is Gamergate too. Yeah, no, I'm literally saying that. Yet another instance where, you know, an incredible chatter is basically fucking repeating what I'm saying, but doing it in a snarky way to make it seem like I'm not saying that. I'm saying the opposite. All the dudes who got canceled from Me Too are doing very well now. No, of course. It didn't even fucking work. Of course it didn't even work. For the record, it did not. I know. I mean, Louis C.K. fucking literally has a Grammy for the best comedy album, okay? And as much as I loved Louis C.K. and his comedy, like, let's be real. Homie was whipping his cock out. That was crazy. You can't do that. I mean, I don't know what to say. You can't do that, man. You can't fucking do that. But listen. Ultimately, look. It even ruined Louis C.K. comedy for me. Most of it was about masturbating and shit. I know someone who thinks it was fine because he asked first, at least. Like, that's insane, dude. But why do you sometimes sound like Tucker Carlson? I don't know. I listen to too much. Canceling during the Me Too movement is just an attempt to grab a bit of power against powerful men because things trending that way or only things seemingly cause any major... What? or it doesn't actually work and isn't a long-term solution at all. Like, some of the things that really fucking annoyed me during the Me Too era and in the Time's Up era is that, like, straight up, there were people who literally were just like, okay, you were a bad person, whatever, and then they would turn around and like literally defend other bad people in positions of power. Like the person that was involved in Time's Up, there was a person involved in Time's Up that straight up was working with Andrew Cuomo. Okay, there was a person that, like, there were so many people that themselves were involved in like multiple accusations that were like, yeah, me too. That's right. We love Me Too. We love girl bossing. And it's like, okay, dude. Well, I guess you're not fucking girl bossing that hard. And it's a really weird subject to broach because we have no, I don't know. We just like look to celebrities and do hero worship and love them unconditionally. So I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't know how to parse through that without people fucking freaking out. And it is deeply frustrating. It is deeply frustrating to see, like, on the one side, you have people taking advantage of this, which is a very realistic, understandable counter to being fucked over by the criminal justice system and being fucked over by the patriarchy. Okay? It's a totally understandable reaction that women had and people had in general. I forgot to run the ad break, by the way, so I'm going to run it right now at the top of the hour, but at 20 minutes in, I missed it pretty heavily, so we're going to do that currently. If you no longer want to see those ads, if you want to ad-free broadcasting experience, all you need to do is subscribe. You can do that for $5 or for free with the Twitch Prime. Everyone wants to abuse you and everyone wants to be abused. They or we need attention. What? Yeah. Would you have Obama on stream? Yeah, that'd be great. Here's the woman ad break now. Okay, hold on. The Depp worship has been insane, and I've been getting recommended videos on YouTube about it nonstop. Feels like Gamergate all over again. Yes, this is a lot like Gamergate. Okay? Now that I've described why Me Too happened, which is like the first part of this equation, and I also described how Me Too also in certain instances got out of hand by people who were like weaponizing it or by people who themselves were like involved in like nefarious, horrible shit themselves. Okay? There was also a ridiculous reaction to it by people who just straight up wanted to continue the whole like, no, we should just always disbelieve women because women are fucking lying bitches. Okay? There were plenty of people who just sat around and waited for an opportunity to just like blast all this shit out. There were a lot of them. And this is a perfect example of that. This is a perfect instance for those people. Thank you, Zam Kamek, for the 10 gift subs. This was a perfect example for all of those people to just like tie themselves to a likable actor from our childhood, like Johnny Depp, Captain Jack Sparrow, with who was genuinely, in my opinion, in my assessment, a victim of domestic violence in the hands of Amber Heard. Was he abusive? Yes, he was. But was he also a victim, albeit an imperfect one? Absolutely. Okay? Straight up. And in that situation, and people go, so she was also a victim. Yeah, dude. Yeah, Johnny Depp hit Amber Heard, okay? He did. If you want to use that one instance to be like, Johnny Depp is the abuser in this situation, you're a little bit of a weirdo. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, oh, there was one instance where like Johnny Depp definitely hit Amber, so I guess Johnny Depp is actually the abusive party here, like the entire time. Okay, well, there's like 11 million fucking instances throughout this relationship where like, people have way more evidence on behalf of like Amber Heard abusing Johnny Depp. They're both horrible. They're bad. They're fucking not nice. Okay, they're not good people. Literally, no one is saying that. I mean, hey, if you look to certain communities on the internet, I'm pretty sure there are people who are saying that nonstop, actually. Okay. Bro, please go to news and not reality TV court Sag. 23 months subscriber, always wrecked. Have fun with that permaban. This is not even like a live assessment or a live reaction to the ongoing court trial, but instead a meta-analysis over Gamergate type, culture warriors taking advantage of a very public affair here. If you can't comprehend the argument that I'm making here or my assessment of the situation, and you think I'm just like doing reality TV, you're a fucking baboon. Okay. You know, witness testimony / evidence can't be the decider if you believe a victim's story or not. Domestic abuse and sexual assault, especially, are inherently private for obvious reasons. No, I do get it. I do understand that. My main motivator for believing that Johnny Depp is a victim in this circumstance, contrary to popular opinion prior to this trial, is for two main reasons. Well, three, if we're going to be total about this. Three main reasons. Number one, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard hired a marriage counselor, a therapist. This marriage counselor / therapist said in this court case that Amber Heard was abusive physically to Johnny Depp and said that there was an instance of mutual abuse. She said that Johnny Depp would try to physically evacuate and physically leave the room. Yeah, no one is saying that. I know. So many people are saying that, especially in mainstream media. Anyway. Their marriage counselor said that there was mutual abuse in this instance, okay? And that Johnny Depp would try to leave the altercation. And Amber Heard would even resort to physical acts of violence to pull him back in to said altercation. Okay? That is what abusive partners do. There were numerous instances where Johnny Depp tried to leave and the altercation would escalate. So that's number one. That's one of the most important reasons why I'm saying like Amber Heard was the responsible party in this domestic violence instance. Okay, in this domestic violence case. Number two is some of the incidents, including the one where like Johnny Depp's finger got cut off. I don't think he cut off his dominant hand's finger. Okay, personally. And I do think that, and there's plenty of evidence to show that, like, people thought, or his doctor and everyone else that was, like, immediately involved in that situation saw that Amber Heard had cut off his finger. So I think that it's, like, psychotic that people turn around and go, no, he cut his own finger off. You're fucking crazy. So that's number two. And lastly, number three, and the final moment here, and the final piece of evidence for my assessment is Amber Heard on the phone, on a recorded phone conversation, telling Johnny Depp that no one would believe him. No one would believe him if he came out and said to people that he was being abused. Okay? She fucking said that. She straight up, in a phone conversation with Johnny Depp, absolutely fucking said, no one will believe you, Johnny. No one will think this is a fair fight. If you say you defended yourself physically, no one is going to believe you. And for the record, she was right. And that is an abusive person taking advantage of the patriarchal constructs and patriarchal attitudes that dictate that men can't be victims in a domestic violence incident. Okay, that video was Photoshopped. What video are you talking about? Photoshopped video? What are you saying right now? Okay, so those are the three main reasons why I believe Johnny Depp was a victim of domestic violence. Even though he himself is not exactly the greatest person, okay, the greatest party here. He is a victim of domestic violence, albeit an imperfect victim. And he has also lashed back and has hit Amber Heard. I do believe that. I believe that because I believe Johnny Depp's own words saying I was the monster. I was turning into a monster and I'm sorry. So, of course, I do believe that because I believe his own words. Okay? He's gonna lose his defamation case for sure, but like the 500K psychos watching Asmongold give no fucks whether he lost or not. They're only watching this to justify how they feel about women because they can't get laid and spend all day on Twitch and are pissed. I do agree with that. Yes, I do think that like Johnny Depp is going to lose this defamation case as he lost the defamation case in the UK, which is like a much lower standard to prove. And he's gonna lose this one as well, inevitably. But ultimately, he will have won the court of the public opinion, especially on the internet, and that's it. That's it. That's the reason why this is a very public defamation suit happening in Virginia. And Johnny Depp has won the court of public opinion, especially on the internet. Now, of course, there's a lot of people who are guided, motivated by their own personal anger towards women and shit that are going to make they're going to derive systemic they're going to derive like their resentment against the systems. And engage in like women hatred and shit like that. But I'm going to 100%, instead of leaning into that incel shit, I'm going to be honest with you and tell you how it is, okay? But the discourse is open and will drag on for fucking ever. I mean, dude, it was, in many ways, it was already a fucking patriarchal construct, okay? No matter what happens. No matter what happens. Oh my God, please ban him. Just not 10 minutes, dude. Not 10 minutes. Just fucking permanently ban people that say like move on. Okay. It's really fucking whack, dude. It's so lame when people do this shit. It just pisses me off. Fuck you, dude. You do not like you. A lot of you who do this have like mini tyrant attitudes. Like I bet you treat like waiters and stuff like shit. People in the service industry, I bet you treat them like absolute fucking dog shit. Like I have a profound amount more power than obviously someone who's like serving you food, and you still think you can exercise and flex it in here. Like, so, oh my God, I don't even want to know how fucking disrespectful and rude you are to people in the service industry. Oh, geez, Lord mercy. Motherfuckers think like because they pay me 2 cents an hour for a year or whatever, they think they can like come in here and just like say just the most dog shit, say just like the worst things. Clarify, Asman himself is fine, by the way, and it's pretty reasonable from what I've seen. It's just the psychos watching it all day. Yeah. It's too bad that getting someone in public justice like someone for Johnny means that a bunch of incels are going to start victim shaming women who did actually suffer abuse. I mean, those guys were going to fucking victim shame women anyway. It doesn't fucking change anything, really.
Did I myself reach the point of striking Miss Heard in any way, nor have I ever struck any woman in my life.
This, Johnny Depp insists, is the truth, that Amber Heard was the aggressor in their volatile, sometimes violent, 4-year relationship.
In her frustration and in her rage and her anger, she would strike out. She would... It could begin with a slap. It could begin with a shove.
Now Heard's team is putting Depp back on the
I'll be back in
stand
1
to
second.
challenge his story, kicking off the final stretch of a trial that's become a worldwide sensation.
There's a lot of risk because we know he has been a well-prepared witness and a likable witness for the public at large.
Depp claims Heard defamed him when she called herself a public figure representing domestic abuse in a 2018 Washington Post op-ed. He's suing her for $50 million, and Heard is countersuing for $100 million. Witness after witness called by Heard's team has described Depp's drug and alcohol abuse.
He was drunk all the time, a lot of the time.
Fueling a violent rage.
Again, I'm facing Amber. He comes up behind me, strikes me in the back.
Heard herself describing a torrent of abuse, both physical and sexual.
He just hit me over and over and over again, and I thought, this is how I die. He's gonna kill me now.
Depp's team tried to poke holes in Heard's story and her credibility in a withering cross-examination.
There aren't any medical records reflecting that you sought medical treatment for any of these injuries, are there?
I did not seek medical treatment after Australia, no.
Not for the rape?
No, I did not want to tell anyone.
The case is lighting up social media, where everybody's got an opinion. Both Depp and Heard claim the flood of allegations has damaged their careers and cost them movie roles. But
I mean, it is true. That is what happened. How can someone watch this and say mainstream media doesn't give Amber Heard favorable coverage? No, of course, mainstream media is giving Amber Heard favorable coverage. Yes, because it's like, because no one wants to take an L, okay? There's a couple different motivating factors here. One, no one wants to take an L and be like, okay, maybe we were like gassing this up a little bit too much, okay? And two, the other reason is because like there is already like a attitude in mainstream media, okay, where mainstream media does end up commodifying and like engaging in the hyper reductive takes on things that are incredibly complex. Okay? That's the point. That's the reason. That's what's going on. It is very difficult for the mainstream media to be like, yeah, let's have a nuanced approach to like when men can be victims too, and how men are victims of domestic violence in the hands of women. Like, that's not exactly the same situation that occurred when Terry Crews came out, because he was getting sexually assaulted by another man. But when a man is getting assaulted or abused by a woman, that's a little bit too difficult for the mainstream media to parse through, okay? And that's it. And they already ran with the one-sided narrative that dictated that like Amber Heard was 100% the victim in this situation, and Johnny Depp was 100% the abusive party in the situation. So now they can't fucking turn around and be like, yeah, we took an L on that. Actually, it's a little bit more complicated because domestic violence can happen to fucking men, and be as a consequence of our patriarchal attitudes that we ourselves are also engaging in. We do not have the understanding that like men can also be abused by women, both emotionally and physically. Okay, that's it. The abuse of men being overlooked and Johnny Depp being abusive can both be true at the same time. Yes, it can. But you know what can't happen? The mainstream media coverage of this reflecting that reality. That's the problem, okay? That's the issue. That's the reason why it's not going to happen. That's why it's coming across like it's a super one-sided attitude that is like hyper-focusing on Amber Heard and Amber Heard's innocence and Johnny Depp's guilt, okay?
But in the courtroom and online, the spotlight is still shining on the darkest chapters of their relationship.
So, Steph, you mentioned the risk of putting Depp on the stand again. So what is the strategy from Heard's team?
Well, legal experts say they had a tough time during the cross-examination with Depp, and if public opinion is anything to go by, a lot of people kind of were endeared by his performance, if you will, during that period of time. So what they're trying to do is get a second crack at him and hopefully try to trip him up.
I mean, think about it this way, chat. There are people in this community, okay? Some of you guys, maybe a lot of you guys actually, want me to take a fucking solid stance on this and be like, it's only Amber Heard. Amber Heard is the only abusive party here, and Johnny Depp is just a simple fucking perfect victim. He's innocent across the board. Or people who turn around and say, no, actually, Amber Heard is completely innocent, and Johnny Depp is the fucking violent party in this situation. He's a big bad man, right? There are people in here that want me to say that. So, of course, mainstream media is going to do that. You know what I mean? And, of course, other content creators are going to do that as well and not look at this in some kind of fucking nuance that it deserves, as it is a very complicated story. Okay? So if there are people who are like, if you're only with us or against us in here, then, of course, they're going to be like that in mainstream media as well.
The gamble is that they may not. And that will be one of the lasting impressions that the jury has of Johnny Depp.
And his team will get another crack as well. So, you know, it's not without risk.
All right. Thank you, Steph.
Thank you.
And like, there's a lot going on in this story that, you know, for some fucking weird reason doesn't get a lot of broad coverage either. Like, I've talked about it so much that I feel like I'm repeating myself, but you know, it bears repeating, I guess. It is important to fucking discuss, I guess. But domestic abuse is incredibly complicated, not because of the interpersonal dynamic and how hidden it can be, but also, I mean, or not because of the interpersonal dynamic, but also because of how hidden it can be, okay? It's incredibly hidden. So in a lot of instances, it is going to turn into a he said, she said, because you can hide your fucking scars. Many victims of domestic violence do hide it, okay? Out of embarrassment or love for the other person, their abuser. You understand? Many victims of abuse personally don't even recognize the abuse that they're withstanding while they're in it. And they do everything they can. That's why there's that famous fucking attitude about like, oh, I just fell down the stairs. You know what I mean? Like the famous joke about domestic violence is like, which, you know, it's not a joking matter, but understand that it's like common,